Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and today we have our final wrap-up review for the Premier Flora yarn. So I am going to apologize in advance if I sound short of breath or raspy or there's a weird jump cut in the middle of this video. I am still sick. I don't know what this is. I thought it was just allergies. Then I was like, okay, well, maybe this is a cold when allergy medicine didn't help. And now I have no idea. My voice has been coming in and out. I have this cough that's a very high, dry cough, more like a tickle cough. So I don't know what this is, but please bear with me. So I didn't want to delay getting this video out because I keep saying we're going to get this video out. I have some thoughts and feelings about this yarn. I wanted to get this video out. This was supposed to be out last week. So anyway. And that's just my time scale. Once again, we did do an unboxing with this. I gave my initial thoughts and feelings on it. I had already started working with the yarn when I did the unboxing video. So we kind of talked about some early opinions I had on crocheting it. But as I said in that video, I 100% paid for this yarn out of pocket. While Premier does know who I am, they don't know that I'm reviewing the yarn, or at least didn't know until I did that unboxing video. So this is 100% on me. So I am very excited. So this is what remains of one of my partials of the Premier Flora. This is a number 5 bulky weight yarn. Recommended hooks and needles are 6.5 millimeter, which for knitting needles is a US 10.5. For a crochet hook, that is a US K hook. So this is 98 yards, 90 meters, 3.5 ounces, 900 grams, 85% acrylic, 15% rayon from bamboo, 1% nylon. So this yarn, you can see we have 2 plies of the fluffy base yarn, as well as 1 ply of this thread-like yarn. You can see from the end here where we have a very fluffy, loose spun, very aerated ply with the primary yarn. And they are not particularly tightly twisted together. So that means that we have a lot of air in this yarn. It is very, very, very drapey, as you can see, even in the skein. As you work the skein down, this is a super, super drapey yarn. I actually really loved working with this yarn. If you are familiar with me and my channel, my preferences, I don't work with a lot of bulky weight yarns because I find it very hard on my hands, hard to work with. Even if the yarn is soft generally, it tends to involve working with hooks and needles that just fatigue my hand. So I used a US size 10.5 for my knit project. And I did use a K, I believe, for the crochet project. But this yarn is so soft and slippy on the hook. Then I used a Clover & More crochet hook. So by that size, we're in the nylon plastic heads. We're no longer on the slippy metal heads that Amore makes or Clover makes. So I was really surprised at how well this did actually on a plastic crochet hook head. Obviously, any yarn is going to be more slippery and glide easier on a metal head, but the yarn is so incredibly light and smooth. Now, because of how this is plied, where this is a very loose ply, this will pill if you try to make a sweater. You will end up with a lot of pilling in the high rub zone areas. So I would definitely make anything with this. I would keep it in the realm of accessories, hat, scarf, shawls, maybe boot cuffs, wristers, things like that. Things where you're not going to constantly have friction on the yarn. You can see that there is a natural halo there on the yarn. Let's put some dark behind this. Yeah, up against that dark, you can really see there's a natural halo to this yarn. And that's just going to, with wear and usage, become more and more. So I would definitely keep this in the realm of accessories, just so you're not, you know, wearing things out very quickly, because pilling will lead to holes and things like that. So I would definitely not make a sweater out of this, but just about any accessory you can think of, I would consider. It is so silky soft. So projects that I made, I did make 2 shawls out of this, just because that's kind of my go-to. I had 4 skeins in each color, 4 in thistle, which is the purple, and 4 in river, which will be the blue. We'll see in just a minute. So the first shawl I made is a half double crochet. I'm calling this my sidewinder shawl. So this is my pattern. It is going to be a pattern that I do a tutorial for in the basic shape series that I have had running here on the channel, where I show you how to take basic shapes, make a basic shape, and then you can expand what you do with it on your own. So for me, I just did a half double crochet for this shawl, and it is worked from left to right. And you can see we have nice open stitches because the yarn, once again, it's like 50% air. This isn't one of those heavy, bulky yarns that, you know, is girthy. This is very light and airy. So our final shawl, even in the half double crochet, which is a little bit more tight, we still have wiggle and drape to our final fabric. So it crocheted up absolutely beautifully. The crochet stitches didn't obscure any of those pops of the secondary yarn in there, the little colorful, like I said, it's kind of like a carry along yarn built into the yarn there. For the knit project, I did use a free pattern that is available from another yarn manufacturer. This is the Chianti shawl, and it is a free pattern from the Lion Brand website. And we've got some little eyelets going on here, and then we have a crocheted bind off with this loopy edge here. So it did the pattern, even though it calls for this size yarn in a very similar yarn. It did call to go down to a J hook to do the bind off. I wish I'd stuck with the K hook, to be honest. I do not like how tight the loops ended up becoming. But once again, we have a lighter fabric because it is knit, but we've got this beautiful drapey final product. 4 skeins got me a shawl that's a little over 5.5 feet wide, unblocked. So it's probably, I could probably steam block this out maybe to 6 feet at the top, a little bit shy, maybe 5'10". But we have this beautiful drape. Once again, we didn't lose any of that color with the secondary thread running through this yarn. And the fabric is just so light and lovely. Like it really is just a genuinely nice final project. You can feel the rayon more than anything else in this, and it gives it a nice slippery feeling. There is a sheen to the yarn, but it's not shiny. So we're not, you know, it's not all the way to like a satiny, of course, like my light's going to make it look super shiny. It does have a sheen. It does reflect light, but it's not like satiny, if that makes sense. But it feels satiny on the fingers. So overall, I'm really surprised, as this is another bulky yarn. I mean, I even struggled with the Spice Shop to some degree. And that one also has a lot of air in it, which kind of surprised me that I had such a hard time working with that one. It really shouldn't have. But the Flora is absolutely lovely. Genuinely, it really is. So if you're looking for something to, you know, make some smaller accessories with, I would definitely consider this. This would also be gorgeous. There's a number of patterns that I've seen a lot of people making over the last 2 years, where it's a long scarf, but it's got like a curve to one side and it's flat across the other. But it's only, you know, like 8 to 12 inches wide. Something like that out of a yarn like this, where you're getting the dimension of the curve coming out to the peaks at the end, but it's still just a scarf. I think this would lend like just a nice chunky version of that, lighter than like a full blown, you know, chunky scarf. It would give you a nice dimension to an outfit as well as keeping you nice and toasty. This would make a brilliant ear warmer, I think, and it would be a great hat. So that's where I come down on it. I do think this was best suited for accessories because of the nature of the yarn. It would be a shame to invest, you know, so much into making like a sweater out of this just to have it pill on you. But the yarn is, so it definitely needs to be made into things because it is worth making into things. So, um, definitely enjoyed this one. Let me know if you guys have worked with this. What did you think of it? Have you purchased some? Have you had an opportunity to play with it yet? Let us know in the comment section down below. If you were interested in purchasing some of this yarn, I would be very grateful if you'd purchase through my affiliate link in the description box down below. It costs you nothing, but it does help me and the channel out. That is how I'm able to purchase these yarns for the purpose of review. If you don't, I understand. It's okay. We're still friends. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic day. I look forward to seeing you real soon. Bye, guys.